France are the form team after week one. If you look at any squad, they've got the best players, but Ireland have home advantage. I think a lot of people have written Ireland off after the Italian game. I personally thought there were some very positive aspects in that Irish performance, the way they came back, but also some of the back play they put together. A lot of handling errors, but you can see them rectifying those, and you don't see the likes of Darcy and O'Driscoll making those simple errors 2 days in a row.
France really showed the last day that the result against Australia was a one-off. Traditionally, France are very, very strong, and they'll come all guns blazing for Ireland. And of course, they wrecked Ireland's Grand Slam dreams a couple of years ago as well, so that will be fresh in the mind. But I think Ireland are a good position, underdogs, and I think Ireland will bite back this week, and it'll be. I'm expecting a cracking game against the French on Sunday.
I think the scrum will be paramount. The Irish front row was under pressure last weekend against Italy, and as I know, big good players can't underperform twice in a row. So I expect the Irish front row really fronting up this time, and France may be under pressure too, because it's an away game.
We conceded a few penalties last week against the Italians, but I think a lot of it can be down to the interpretation of the referee. A lot of it is made of it in the press coming in, but I think Ireland really have to concentrate on cutting out all the unforced errors. There's no doubt that there's quality throughout that Irish team and that they're good enough to beat the French, but they're not going to have a hope unless they play some pretty consistent rugby without making all those errors.
I think the thing about France is they've got the physicality up front to play a tight game, but I think at halfbacks probably they're better suited to playing a wide game with Para and particularly Tranduc, very skillful. But when it comes to game management, the Irish backline, of course, are very comfortable, yet we probably don't have the same pace that they have in the back three. And I'm quite surprised that Andrew Trimble didn't get selected, because I thought he was a form winger. I might have given Ireland a little bit more where they could be up at the same level out wide as France.
Clément Poitrenaud comes in full-back. I think it's a very good option, because now with Medard and the other wing, there's like a very, very dangerous back three now, and so you don't want to give too many balls to these players. And in the midfield, it would be interesting to see Aurélien Rougerie for his second or third cap at centre. He's more a winger, but I think he's got the trust, the confidence now to play well in that position. 2006
in Paris, it was 44-28 or something like that, and the French can like to throw the ball around, but if Ireland can exploit some of those gaps yet limit the amount of possession the French have, that's when they can really try and punish them.
Both teams have pretty much stayed to the same team as last weekend, one change each. Poitrenaud coming in at 15 is a very good player in attack, but I think he might have a few weaknesses in defence, and I think Ireland will play to that, and I think that earlier on they'll definitely play to that. I think with a home crowd and a full Aviva Stadium and the lads not wanting to give anything to the French, I think Ireland will get a small marginal victory, and by small I mean it'll be very, very tight. I can see them coming back, and as I said earlier, I think they'll bite back this weekend, and I think it'll be very, very small. I don't think there'll be a lot of scores.
Yeah, I'm going to go marginally with France. I don't think it's a runaway by any stretch of the imagination, but I would just go barely with France. I just think they've got a good run at the moment, and they look a very dangerous side, and I think they've got a better overall 22 players.
Yeah, I'm not very good at predicting games, but that's probably why I work for the French TV now, But well, I'd say France. I go for France, but very, very narrowly, by 3 or 4 points, just thanks to the set piece to the scrum. Yeah.
I'm going to have to back my own team, and the odds are against them, but I think the Irish are going to pull it out 18-14.